Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And Devendra Fadnavis is sworn in as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra for the third time, capping nearly 2 weeks of suspense and a tug-of-war between the BJP and the Shiv Sena over the top post. In fact, Sena leader Eknath Shinde and NCP's top boss Ajit Pawar, whose stellar returns in last month's election boosted the Mahayuti alliance to a thumping win. In fact, both of them have sworn in as Deputy Chief Ministers of the state, in fact, in that order. And with that, the government, the alliance, has retained the existing 1+2 formula, albeit with the big tweak that's going in favor of Mr. Fadnavis. Mr. Fadnavis is now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-time Chief Minister, in addition to becoming a 6-time MLA. And of course, we are also joined in by guests this evening to discuss the government formation in the state. We're now joined by Rasheed Kidwai, visiting fellow ORF and political commentator, and of course, Pramod Chunchuwar, the political editor of PUDHARI Newspaper. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us this evening on ET. Now, let me come to you first, Mr. Kidwai. Thanks for taking the time out. So, big comeback by Devendra Fadnavis. In fact, just a short while back with another guest, I was, revisiting one of his famous quotes that is going viral. He said that, "Do not dismiss me like a wave in the ocean. I'll return." And today he's returned as the Chief Minister of Maharashtra for the third term. But plenty of challenges lie ahead of him.
Absolutely. But I think full marks to Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. He has been very sort of patient. He's got a very healthy approach towards, politics, trappings of power, etc. It's not easy to, be chief minister and become a, deputy chief minister under a sort of, so to say, junior partner. He did that, and all those things that I think he, like much like Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah, he's very comfortable. He enjoys, politics and preparing for elections and managing contradictions, etc. So a lot of things are there which puts him ahead of a lot of other politicians of his age and a sort of similar experience. I think there is a lot of responsibility for for the new chief minister, because the kind of poll promises, it's not just about raising funds for very populist schemes like Ladki Behna Yojana and etc. There are a lot of unemployment problems are there. The very nature of mandate, as a political journalist, I want to say this, that you see, the greater the mandate, the bigger expectation, and a faster sense of disappointment. You have to look at Rajiv Gandhi era, when Rajiv Gandhi got a 400 plus Lok Sabha seats, and he within 5 years he was totally, politically speaking, became discredited. So I think this is a major challenge for new age politicians, modern politicians, that they need to be very sure about the nature of mandate and do justice. There is also a lot of flight of industry. There were 3-4 big mega projects that had gone away from Maharashtra to Gujarat. It's not, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but it's not easy to bring them back or have that. So while double engine ki sarkar, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has a task cut for him to restore that glory. Just one last thing. Sharad Pawar used to say within 93, when he became Chief Minister of Maharashtra, he said this is the second most important job in the country after Prime Minister. There may have been some vanity on the part of Sharad Pawar, but it holds true, because there are a lot of expectations, not only within India and domestic politics, but even international. All those big investors and people who matter, big countries. Everyone views Maharashtra, Mumbai as a sort of thing that what it is going to do next, or how Maharashtra government is functioning. So I think a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of Mr. Devendra Fadnavis.
Absolutely, Mr. Kidwai, given the kind of contribution that Maharashtra has to the state's GDP and, of course, the per capita income as well, and 40% of FDI flows as of 2023 came in from Maharashtra. Let me come to you, Mr. Pramod. Mr. Kidwai was mentioning that justice has really been done. Do you think justice has been done with BJP's 1+2 formula? Because earlier it was anticipated that it would be Eknath Shinde who will be the Deputy Chief Minister from the Chief Minister's position, but now you have two parallel power centers. You have Ajit Pawar on one side and Eknath Shinde on the other side.
Yeah, it's though Eknath Shinde was reluctant to join the cabinet as a deputy chief minister, but he was forced by his all MLAs after they announced that nobody from their camp will accept the deputy chief minister post. So finally, he has to relent and he joined the cabinet. But if you can easily read his face, how he was not that much happy. He was very upset, and the government and the governance for the Fadnavis will be challenging on two fronts. First, within the Mahayuti, because there will be a political war between Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar on various fronts, because they both will try to increase their political strength while by using the present Mahayuti government. And in the past also, Ajit Pawar and Eknath Shinde has fought a fierce political battle while using their own portfolios. Now the ball is in the court of Devendra Fadnavis, and he has to maintain the balance between two warring leaders. At the same time, he has to ensure the growth of BJP while controlling both the parties. That is a great big challenge. And another challenge, I think, for the governance of the state, it is the promises made by the Mahayuti while during campaign or before announcement of the elections. Also, they have promised so many things. They have established more than 50 corporations and various caste related corporations, and the most famous Ladki Bahin scheme, which helped them to get the power of Maharashtra with thumping majority.
Right.
That will be a major burden on the finance of Maharashtra government. The main challenge will be by and they have announced to increase this amount by 2,100 rupees per month. Now, since means it is a 600
Right.
rupees increase.
Right.
Then it big challenge how they will finance this scheme and
Right.
how they will manage the fund. That is the thing. That is the main question Maharashtra people
Absolutely.
of Maharashtra is asking on this day.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and really deliver on the promises that the BJP made during the election campaigning. And of course, financing the Ladki Bahin Yojana is something that the BJP will need to keep its focus firmly on. And of course, with respect to other development projects in the state as well, attracting investors into the state, given the kind of push that we've seen from the Prime Minister, from the central leadership of the BJP in EVs, whether it's in startups, whether it's in clean energy and many other sectors. But let me come to you, Mr. Kidwai. Now, Eknath Shinde, now the focus is really on power sharing. Eknath Shinde, we're given to understand that he will be meeting Home Minister Amit Shah post the swearing-in ceremony to have a discussion on portfolio distribution. From the several reports that have been coming out, it is understood that Shinde is keen on Home Ministry and even Urban Development Ministries and even Speaker's position. How do you think the BJP is navigate all of this and the demands that are coming in from Mr. Shinde and, of course, Mr. Pawar?
I'm glad you raised this question because, one thing you have to give it to the BJP. They have a very clinical, very practical approach toward politics. So as far as, I see it, the office of speaker will not go because remember, there are three political parties and the kind of Ayaram, Gayaram politics we have in country and in Maharashtra in particular. I don't think the BJP would like to even discuss the, office of speaker with any other constituent. So therefore, that is going to be BJP would want that post. And similar thing one can say about Home Ministry, because Home Ministry, it's a very kind of political office. It's about law and order, but it also has a state intelligence and a lot of things which come handy in a sort of Machiavellian way in seating or unseating of a political player. So I think Home Ministry is also very difficult. But short of that, the BJP will try to give Mr. Eknath Shinde some kind of face saver. Remember, there is BMC election, and BMC election, Mr. Eknath Shinde has a lot of heft. Mr. Shinde has to settle that final thing about the remaining part of Shiv Sena, that is with Uddhav Thackeray, and that will get settled during or after the BMC elections in Mumbai, which is just a few months away. So all these challenges are there. I think one important thing Mr. Devendra Fadnavis will do or should do is to not to become a kind of contender. A chief minister is a shining star among lesser moons. He is first among equals in the state. So if he starts competing with either Ajit Dada or with Eknath Shinde, there are going to be a lot of problems. So age is on his side, but Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has to show that he is a real boss, and that is something he can do it because he has a lot of experience, and of course there are a lot of expectations. So I think Eknath Shinde is will struggle in the remaining part of the term of this assembly just to establish himself, because there is no kind of career growth. best scenario for him is to take over the remaining part of Uddhav Thackeray Sena in terms of organization and become a real Sena. But then he has no plans to move to Delhi. So in state politics, there is just one post, and that is of Chief Minister, and that's with Devendra Fadnavis for 5 years.
Right, Mr. Kidwai, let me come to you, sir. Mr. Pramod. Now, of course, Mr. Kidwai is saying that the Speaker's position is going to go to the BJP, and the BJP is also going to retain the Home Ministry as well. And of course, it's going to be a struggle. It's a role reversal. It's a reversal of fortunes, rather, for Eknath Shinde, who was, of course, Chief Minister and is now Deputy Chief Minister, of course, sharing his power with Ajit Dada Pawar as well. How do you think? Because, the opposition is also saying that now Eknath Shinde is done with. The BJP does not really need him. Do you really see any kind of friction building up within that alliance on account of, the kind of power sharing that we are seeing and the kind of, positions that Mr. Shinde has been accorded?
I think Shinde only have the option to negotiate with BJP. He can't bargain with BJP. Please understand the difference between you are better.
Right. Right.
So he's trying to negotiate with BJP because he can't bargain, since the political mathematics is in favor of BJP, because Ajit Pawar has already supported Devendra Fadnavis and both can easily form the government. They don't need Eknath Shinde to form the government or to run the government. They have very good majority with them. But since he was a part of the government and he led the government while going to the election, morally and politically it is correct to have Eknath Shinde and to fight with Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. Eknath Shinde is needed within Mahayuti. That is his main role, and now he will be asked to focus on that role, because since after a few months Maharashtra will witness local self-government elections, that is in Mumbai, Thane, Nashik and all other big city corporations will go to the polls. And in that polls, Eknath Shinde will have to ensure that they will outperform Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena. That will be a big challenge, and the BJP and other people will support him. But he don't have the power to bargain, and he has to surrender, because there are so many ways to make him to surrender. But another thing, he just bargaining to get the speaker post, but he will not get it. He even can't get the home minister post. He is demanding urban development ministry. He may get it, but the portfolio may get to go to another minister. Mr. Uday Samant is most expected to get urban development ministry from his camp. So in this case, Eknath Shinde has to compromise now for this time. But Eknath Shinde will not keep quiet. He will find a chance and opportunity to instead of negotiate, he will find an opportunity to bargain with them, and for him, this battle actually starts now. I think so.
Right, right. So bargaining is the battle that will start now, and definitely Eknath Shinde will have to accept, given the kind of mandate that the BJP got within that alliance. On that note, thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us and sharing your thoughts on what the government formation in Maharashtra really could look like, including the power sharing arrangement. Ladies and gentlemen, but one thing is clear. When you look at 2024 Lok Sabha elections, when the BJP came back to form the government on the back of its allies, but what's happened in Maharashtra Assembly elections is completely different, and that really brings me to the question on where do allies stand now in the overall BJP scheme of things, and what does this really mean for other assembly elections coming up. On that note, we wrap up this edition. Hope you liked the show as much as we did putting it together for you. Goodbye, and thanks very much for staying with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.